I mean, get this. John B. Johnson is running with his doctor, David Rosen, after defeating colon cancer. Taking you back 2 years ago, Johnson was training for the Cleveland Marathon with the hopes of achieving his dream of running in the Boston Marathon. And that's around the time he was noticing some telltale symptoms. He wasn't too worried, but his doctor sent him for a colonoscopy and more tests. And they uncovered stage 2 colon cancer around the same time that his wife learned that she was pregnant with their second child. His plans to run the Boston Marathon were put on hold, and Johnson had 5 months of treatment. Now he is cancer-free, something he credits to early detection and also Dr. Rosen. John B. Johnson and Dr. David Rosen now join me live. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Hello. Happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. I mean, talk about a triumphant story of grit and determination and friendship. How are you feeling ahead of the marathon? John, I'll start with you.
Well, it's not too often you get to run with your doctor. Dr. Rosen is an animal when it comes to running. I didn't know that before I signed up with him, but I'm very excited to just achieve this dream and be able to run the biggest marathon in the world 2 years after beating cancer.
I mean, we're just so inspired by your story. Dr. Rosen, talk to us about how the two of you went from doctor-patient and let's beat cancer together to let's run the Boston Marathon together. At what point did that relationship switch over for you guys?
Yeah, I think, when John and I met, there was an instant connection. I think we saw a lot of similarities in each other. He inspired me as he was really focused on optimism and really, taking the diagnosis with a grain of salt and just saying, that this is what it is, we're going to beat it. And every step of the way, I saw him fight it and be inspired for the next step. And that kind of inspired me when he was talking about, his history of running marathons. He was going to get back in to run Boston. And I remember when we were sort of just talking, I just hypothesized, just was thinking, pondered out loud, saying, well, what if we ran it together? And I hadn't really thought about it that much. And he just said, yes. And he said, we're doing it. And I was kind of committed before I even realized I was.
Just instantly. I love it. John, take me back to your diagnosis because, correct me if I'm wrong, it came down 2 weeks after you had finished the Cleveland Marathon, right? I mean, that must have been surreal to have gotten such a life-changing diagnosis just days after completing one of the healthiest endeavors of your lifetime.
Yeah. And that was it, exactly. And that's why I think we're here speaking to you today. I was in the best shape of my life. And 2 weeks after that, I found out I had stage 2 colorectal cancer. That opened my eyes, I think, to this illness and how susceptible we all are to this type of cancer and how common it is. I had not even 1 ounce of thought in my head that it was cancer. But I couldn't be more grateful that I found out when I did, that I went and actually got checked for it. If I wouldn't have gotten checked then, I might not be able to run the Boston Marathon today or on Monday. So that was a shocker for me, of course. But I think as Dr. Rosen said, it definitely encouraged me to really push forward and I want to say elevate myself as a person and hopefully elevate a lot of other people with the hope that comes with like, hey,
yeah,
even if you get cancer, you can still do better afterwards.
Yeah, and chase your dreams. And I understand you being vocal has encouraged your friends and people to come forward and talk. A lot of people don't talk about colon cancer or colonoscopies or, blood in your stool. And you've encouraged a lot of people to be open and honest about it. Dr. Rosen, colon cancer mainly affects people age 50 and older, but in the last 15 years, the rate of younger people getting the disease is steadily increasing. Why is that the case, and what should people be on the lookout for?
Yeah, it's quite a troubling trend with this, spike we've seen in younger onset of colorectal cancer. And, the screening age about 7 years ago was lowered from 50 to 45 because of this trend, and I expect it to become even lower in the future. We don't know exactly why it's happening. We think it's multifactorial from the foods we eat, whether it's high fructose corn syrup and processed foods. We know there are other things associated with colorectal cancer, such as sedentary lifestyle or lack of exercise, drinking, smoking, high consumption of red meat. All these are all things that you want to make sure you're avoiding. You got to eat a generally healthy lifestyle.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.